So now, hey, Happy New Year again. This is my second video of the year. Wanapanga kidogo iwe kurudi. But this video had to jump in because one of the subscribers really requested this one. The video about AI and how it's affecting the creative industry in general. But I wanted to specifically narrow it down to writing, script writing, the story, the creation of the story to begin with, because that's where I've seen, I think, what I can say, the most movement towards basically things. This can just be an AI job altogether. So script writing, writing the story that we shoot and everything, that process. If you're looking at a lot of the most popular films and industries, it's like they have a method to it, right? There's a lot of Hollywood films will give you the similar scenes. I'm not saying the same, but similar scenes, similar dialogue, similar trajectories in story and whatnot. So there seem to be a method to it, right? So one of the easiest things for AI to do is do things that are formulaic, all right? Things that will just, that follow a certain method. So this is one of those, and it's in my opinion, it's unfortunate because storytelling shouldn't be that formulaic. I know there's kind of a process, but you tweak as you go along, especially when you're in the creative space. So you can have general guidelines, but they're not hard rules per se, because there are some of the greatest stories have not followed those set rules. But then nonetheless, today, screen recording. Yes. Now, today, I want to just show you practically how AI can replace you as a generic scriptwriter. And I'm being specific about talking about being a generic scriptwriter, because basically, if any other person who has a good command of language can write it, then you sort of more replaceable than people who are highly creative, that people create story arcs that you don't expect, characters you don't expect. It's a lot harder to replace that than to replace somebody who just regurgitates. Like, for example, not really like in our industry, Kenya industry, one of my biggest gripes is the writing. Obviously, because it's not so good. There are very few well-written stories in TV, in film. Very few. I actually can name them on this one hand. Because a lot of these other stories, unfortunately for us, we plagiarize a lot. Now, Kwambia, if you look at a lot of these TV series you see on the NTV, KTN, Citizen, whatever, those are actually replicas of soaps from Filipino, Mexican. That's what it is. And there's ones that I just decided not to go ahead with it because the person has changed their ways and whatnot. One of the producers actually went to an episode, as going episode by episode, a local series, and Indian, these Indian sitcoms that they are translating into or Kikuyu, whatnot. Like, the person had written a Swahili version just now based in Nairobi. Every scene, dialogue, plot line, all those things were the same. So there's that big problem. And people like that, especially writers like that, AI like this is going to replace you. So now let's go here, Kwanza. So I'm using ChatGPT, yes, 3.5. That's generally how it looks. So this is just ask questions. For those who haven't used this, I'm just a quick overview. It's just, if you see on the left here, on the side here where my mouse is running, that's where these are the things that I've searched recently, the things I've tried, to get them the AI to do for me. Now, there's several. Let me show you. So I wrote a few, can I call them commands, to just show you practically. For example, I just throw a very generic, flat description like this first one over here. These are the prompts I'm talking about. Like, write me a short film script on Kenyan sci-fi. That is, okay, I'm going to lean the things I like. So you can replace that with romantic comedy or whatever. So if I put that down there and ask it to Ginene. So there it is, tayari. It's already just making up things. Just watching live. Watch live. Right there, right there, right there. So, you see. So let me ask you a question. This is taking, I should have put a timer. But we are going to estimate here. So, look at that. It's given you a script. Basically, this is what a 2-3 page script. So write me a short film script on Kenyan sci-fi. That's so generic. So he said title Safari Nebula. Like, I would put that as a title and it would work. But ask a Kenyan scriptwriter to get you with that. There are very few who have this mindset. I'm lucky that one of them is my business partner. And you're a book of car. You are such an idea that is so grand, So here, Nairobi, Kenya, night, the bustling city landscape is juxtaposed against starlit sky, a futuristic metropolis where holographic billboards illuminate the streets. In the distance, the iconic Masai Mara National Reserve is visible. It's not actually possible, but you see, they're already just taking you, the African Space Agency. In cut to African Space Agency Command Center, Dr. Lucia Mukami, 40s, Kenyan scientist, stands in front of a large... Are you seeing what I'm talking about here? Like, this actually surprised me so much. It's how good it can be as opposed to just a writer. So this is an idea that I've not tried these prompts before, by the way. This is the first time I'm trying them. So there you have Dr. Mukami, Dr. Kamau, 30s, Kenyan engineer. This can't be a coincidence. So they even have the dialogue there. Urgent, we need to investigate, prepare the shuttle. So it's also like this will give you a very good baseline to start with, honestly. So that's the first. This is going to be a bit of a long video, but you need to sit through this because it's important. We need to discuss, or I need to tell you at least what I think about what this means. All right? A lot of people are afraid. I think you should be but it's not all doom. In fact, in my opinion, it's a plus, and I'm going to explain why. So, Dr. Mukami there, Kiara, telepathically, welcome Earthlings. I'm Kiara, ambassador of the Intergalactic Council. So they even put an Intergalactic Council in there. Okay, that's one. Let's go another. Write a music video script for a Kenyan song based on love. For example, Tile Brown calls me, Otis, give me a video script to some. I'm a calligraph, a pig, and I get up and I say, calligraph, what's the song about? I get in, I say, a music video script for a Kenyan song based on love. Let's go. There it is. I've just copy-paste. What's going on? There it is. Title, Safari of Love. They like this safari word. This is generic, the safari, Africa. So you have Safari of Love, Nairobi. We open the shots of bustling Nairobi City Environment Market, blah, blah, blah. A young couple, Wanjiku and Mutai, share a cozy moment, exchange smiles. And capturing the essence of love. Cut to Karura Forest. Seriously. This you wouldn't shoot, I already, a few in his lines in, I already know I can use this. Wanjiku and Tete can leisurely stroll. You can do, these are the music videos you see. So you see the aggregation of music videos. They kind of give you a sense of what people like or what is being produced. So sometimes it's the same thing, sometimes it's different. No, sometimes what people like is different from what is popular in, like people would like something unexpected, while some people will create all the mainstream, all the glitz and glamour, and it doesn't hit. Anyway, Ngong Hills, sunsets, rooftop restaurant, nightclub night, Kenyan beach. Lakini hivi music video itakuwa expensive. Cut to wedding venue. So this is even like high level. A climax unfolds at a picturesque garden wedding venue, and you can try exchange vows. So this is perfectly usable. Next, patient. So that was the music video. So I'm showing like if you're doing music videos, there you are. Okay, mi pole naambia wase hii ndio naweza saidia. If you're going to do generic stuff, so you might as well just use this thing. But if you're not thinking outside the box. So describe for me an ancient city near Lake Victoria for a sci-fi Kenyan superhero movie. So if you're a script writer, you'll be describing the scenes. Oh, this place was like this, or this place was like this. So instead of giving someone who'll take a couple of days to do it, you write the description the normal way, then you get in. So describe for me, and there it is, Guardians of Victoria. Okay, that works too. In the heart of the East African region near the shores of Lake Victoria lies the ancient city of Nyumbani. Okay, fine. So that's where the AI aspect comes. The city of home, Nyumbani. The city is shrouded, you see over there. The city is shrouded in mystery and is said to have founded centuries ago by an organized civilization that possessed extraordinary technological knowledge. Nyumbani thrived in harmony with the lush landscape, blah, 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 blah. So architecture. So they give you architecture. The architecture of the Nyumbani is a mesmerizing fusion of futuristic design and ancient African aesthetics. So for example, the person who did the environments for Black Panther, this is just giving you an easy job. It describes, so then you go in. Then if you can visualize, make changes, it makes it much easier. So as I'm going on with this, by the way, it's just showing you these are tools. Okay? If you're not able to write such a description, which is considered, I'm telling you, to this level, it's considered basic, then this AI is replaced you. For as far as I'm concerned, this AI will replace you. In fact, it has replaced you, at least in my context. Because I'm gonna come next to, I was testing out the mid-journey stuff and the voice changing and whatnot, and I actually did a shortish. I don't know if I should call it it's like a small narration of Luanda Magere. Like I just asked the ChatGPT, Luanda Magere story, give me a voiceover. And it gave me a voiceover, which I did, recorded on my phone, put it on another AI website, which animates pictures. Then and then you use the voice changer, which gave me James Earl Jones' voice, and then I put that on, and it's like 1 minute, a real fast like that. I did myself over here in under 2 hours. So that's what I'm saying. If it's about creation now, because it can give you a concept from scratch, but you have to have an idea about where you want to take, what story you want to tell. Because it doesn't have the capacity, it can only maybe aggregate for you what other people have thought. But if you're going to look at the story you want to tell, this is like a guiding tool, or sometimes it just gives you an idea of how a scene would have looked. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But you have to have your own original concept for this thing not to totally replace you. Because as I've shown you, if I'm a filmmaker that just doesn't want to pay any writers, this is what I would do. I'd do this, come up with a concept from scratch. I want to do a sci-fi, I want to do a love story, I want to do a romantic comedy, whatever it is that I want to do, I will just do it. I'll just start from scratch. And anyway, next, so it has described for me the scene, culture and society, Nyumbani society of values, unity, knowledge, and protection of Lake Victoria. So this is more very generic. I probably wouldn't do it like this. I would probably add their warriors. They're also led by a corrupt king from this time, because I don't like this straightforward, oh, nice, lovey-dovey. You have to put the angst, the stories for them too. Yeah, so something like this, but they're just giving you a guideline. But you can also take this, you are being basic. Unaelewa? The Guardians, within a Nyumbani, a group of extraordinary individuals known as the Guardians of Victoria emerges. So they're just saying like Guardians of the Galaxy. So they're just taking something like that, and then they're adding in. So this is what AI is doing. Anyway, to end the next one, there's a lot here today, but now we have a specific concept. Maybe I want to do a story about Kijenketile Ngwale. Yes. So like here, write me a sci-fi short film script about Kijenketile Ngwale, making her a superhero fighting to free her people from the British colonizer in the 1920s. It's a two-liner. Yes? So watch out to listen ChatGPT or Titas for us over here. Okay? I see how everything is sci-fi. It's because that's my preferred genre. So, writing, there it is. Kijenketile's rebellion. So it's just going to take Kijenketile. We already have a story about her and who she was and whatnot. Some embellished, of course, for as every good hero story goes. A hidden cave in Usambara Mountains, Kijenketile, that is a charismatic, enigmatic figure. Studies ancient scroll containing mystical knowledge. You see, tayari washakuingisha inside. Are you seeing that? This is a short film. I can take this and expand it as I need. Because it's actually, this is the thing though, you have to understand, like this ChatGPT can actually give you a full features film script. But it will be, in my opinion, a plagiarization of so many scripts that they've limited that. So if you ask her, write me a full feature, then I can't. They've actually limited that, but it actually has the capacity to do that. So this is just being held on by legalese, if you like. So if it opens, that's what I'm saying. Like if you're going to be a scriptwriter, you have to be really deep to compete with this. Because this one is giving, I don't see this as, it's actually a bit superior to a lot of the scripts people are writing of short films around and whatnot. Just do that by yourself and look at the scripts that have been out here of short film, our guys have done, or us for that matter. Anyway, tuendelee. So rebellion gains momentum. Kijenketile adorns in traditional attire, leads her people armed with primitive weapons and ancient artifacts. Okay, whatever. The spirit guides us for freedom. Oh, that's Kijenketile. So you see, they have this, how do I call it? This generic, like, a lot of this generic, that's what I'm telling you, like if you watch Hollywood films or other films for that matter, you'll have these generic things, we're fighting for freedom, like South Africa films, you'll have that thing. If you're seeing like Black American films, you'll have that. As if you're talking about Mau Mau, you'll have that. So there's that conglomeration of all those scripts that now you'll have those kind of sameness, or like what people would say, how they will approach a situation. So our fight is not over, the spirits will guide us in rebuilding our land, voiceover. So this is it's quite cringe actually. But you understand what I'm saying. So where was that? So let me do one more here. So there's this one which had write a scene depicting a general in the Kenyan army and the president of Kenya talking about how they are going to respond to the sudden alien attack on the city of Mombasa. Include dialogue and detailed description of location. So this is where this comes from. Maybe I have an idea, okay? I know, like, I do a treatment, like really break the flow of the story, it will go. But every scene, I haven't really thought about it deeply. I don't have the descriptions, the scene, how it will look, all the characters, the dialogue. I haven't thought through all that. I've just kind of written descriptors for each scene, as you would. Now, if I just take the descriptor and put it on GPT, for example, ChatGPT like this one. So I'm asking to do all this. Let's see what it bring out, what it bring out. There you are. President office, a lavish decorated room in the State House. The President of Kenya, Jomo Mwangi. Okay, ChatGPT. Jomo Mwangi, really? ChatGPT. And I hey, okay, so Joe Mwangi, early 50s composed, sits behind a Polish man. Okay, so they're describing to where he's at. The doom is adorned with African art, blah blah blah. So you have to give those descriptions when you're writing your script. You describe the location, everything that's relevant to how your story will lead. Yeah. So President Mwangi Ndlovu is South African. Okay, whatever. You can change that. You see, that's things like this. So you get to change the name maybe to Karimi or something. Okay, General Ndovu, we can't afford to underestimate this threat. What's the status of the alien attack? Okay, so this is when maybe somebody is walking into the office. Hey, General, what is the status? Okay. And you would expect that by this time maybe they'll talk on the phone or voice, video chat or whatever. We can't let our people suffer. What's our military response? So this is okay. Do you get me? I'm not saying this is like top dialogue. This is how people write out here. It's not anything that would get you to think more or to feel different about how somebody says something. There's those movies they even just the way the people say things. They're just normal things. But the way they say them, it's so, next level. But sometimes that has to come on the back of, say, maybe a good description on the script. This person is in this mood, is thinking this, and is going to, a lot of the times you have to give the description to the actor of what they're meant to think, feel, and say. Then let's see how well they reproduce that. Some are good enough to take it up and, just make it their own and whatnot. That's now that when you have that tier of actors, the top level will do that comfortably. Then you have kila mtu mwingine who will do it to different levels, So President Mwangi there. So there's things like this, right? Let me see if there's something else. Okay, let me write. Okay, now this is, say, I'm writing a synopsis, yes, of because a synopsis will generally give you an idea of where your story will go, how it will flow. So if you're going to do something like this, write a synopsis of an action crime drama. So nimetoka sci-fi action. So crime drama, movie based in Machakos County. Mali tunaisi hapa Beijing Road. I should have written Beijing Road, but okay, fine. Machakos County, Kenya, where gangsters rob a bank and try to escape to the neighboring country of Tanzania. They are pursued by Omolo, calligraph, a very experienced, talented, but traumatized politician who has a history with one of the gangsters from their days in the army in Somalia. So you have something like that, sometimes you're having like a cops and robbers story. You have to have some kind of backstories that add more juice to the story. So you'll have like they were together in the army, and there's, there's things like that add more interaction, more relationship capacity, in the script. So anyway, so Shadows of Machakos, I can live with that. Yeah, Shadows of Machakos. Yes, we can live with that. Look at this. Look at all this. In the heart of Machakos, a group of audacious gang orchestrator daring, fueled by desperation ambition, they aim to escape neighboring Tanzania, leaving chaos and mayhem in their wake. However, their plans cross with the relentless and hot-headed police officer Omolo, a seasoned but tormented law enforcement with a personal vendetta against one of the leaders. You see, if you write that as synopsis to anybody, they will say, that sounds interesting. ChatGPT. So over here, the gangsters execute their meticulous plan. So they'll give you a full. This is actually sufficient. If somebody sends you send me your Guinea. Try it here a number of times. Go through every scene. Make sure. You see, like already I've just given them. I gave the AI so much information about exactly what I wanted about the action drama. It's based in Machakos. It's for these people who did this thing, and then they have this person who's unhappy. So you give this detail, and the AI is able to, because you know how many gangster movies that have been made in this world. Thousands and thousands. Many that are bad, many that are okay, a few that are good. But there are so many, other than just the movies, there are short films, the animations, there's comic books, there's video games, there's all this material, creative material where this ChatGPT can extract, right? And then give you a very, very coherent synopsis. I'm actually, this one, let me copy this one. This one is, actually I'd wanted to do such a film, but now that they've given me actually copy up. So if you see a film like this, this guy is bad. Actually, I liked how it's put it. So I'm gonna see. Let me just read through it and see. Let me see. Now look at me just doing work here in a synopsis. In the heart. What do they call it, Obera? What do they call it? Shadows of Machakos. Yes. Shadows of Machakos. Shadows of Machakos. There it is. Hey, you guys, you work all the time. It's important. I like shadows. Let's put it there for now. Let's put this on the desktop. Right. So there we are. So yeah. So I think I have demonstrated for you that a lot of these tools that have come up, the power is actually quite astronomical. In fact, if you're going to talk about, like right now, we are producing the Book of Cars, Cinematic Universe, the first feature film. There's no big teams involved. There's nothing. It's just the technology has improved so much. And a lot of that is also based on artificial intelligence, right? It carries a lot of weight for you. We've been using versions of that, like in editing, in After Effects. Sometimes it needs to, read, say, a barrier and maybe, like when you're doing masking and things like that. I think that can be like a low-level kind of AI, but a lot of this that's come up is like now really a high level, where these algorithms or these AIs are going to replace a lot of the people who just do button jobs. Nafinya job, nafinya button. And a lot of the script writers we have in this country are like that. You go to press buttons. You take a series as an episode, you watch it as you're taking notes, and then you go write your generic stuff there. Nobody remembers your dialogue. You're overusing good actors and comedians to cover for your inadequacies in writing. And by the way, BBC, I will never let up on this one because we know this is not something we are pretending. Which is our series the trend? It's actors in series that trend because they do other things that make them trend. Maybe you could say Njoro Uber kind of created a brand out of that. But a lot of also his daily, whatever the episode that is. I think the concept is good enough to go where you want. But a lot of these episodes also, when you read them, they're very also generic-ish. You expect what's going to happen, you know what's going to happen. You see, that's what we have to try and get out of. I know it's difficult. I'm not saying it's an easy thing, but to really think of stories that are not predictable, that are not formulaic, if you can do that, then ChatGPT will not replace you. But if you're one of these fellows out here that is write things here because you have deals or whatever, you write your nonsense there, it passes because there's no real standards. We don't know how many people watch your shows. But then do you people know how many people watch your shows? And if let's pick Njoro Uber. Maybe I think Showmax no, because a lot of it is on show, it's digitized, so it's easier. But if you're going to look at say an NTV series, do you know how many people are watching that? Do you know, you producers? Do you know how many people are watching your shows? Why? And if they're not watching, because a lot of you just have the recurrent deal that you do, yeah. Mse wangu wako hapo, the deal will always be there. It's not that you're doing a great job, you're just doing that enough to stay on. But what has happened that you guys are being outviewed by people like Flaco. Flaco one-man show, maybe two other people, is kicking your behinds on views. You cannot touch his views. And he's just doing his comedy skits there. He's building other things. He's doing an animation. Now, by the way, that animation, big up yourself, Flaco. I saw a trailer there that, oh my God. But this guy will never be given a chance in mainstream. He's creative. You can tell his stories are creative. He's able to, the dialogue, the comedy is thought through and whatnot. The situations is thought through. But such people never be given a chance. And that's why we have these formulaic story scripts. And I'm showing you right here. This is not a lie. These things are right here. These are things I just use AI in a matter of minutes. How many ideas have we cranked out here in the last 30 minutes? Do you know any writer that would do this for you? That would even try. Like the people who write scripts. People who write scripts. They're not even writers like creative writers per se. It's just maybe to somebody who could do an initial composition. So now we have to suffer this bad storytelling forever. No. Maybe, by the way, I wanted to show you something. Let me see. Is that book of car thing here? There is what is this? Anyway, I'd used like when initially I was trying to visualize like what characters would look like, say Alwanda Magere. Like I think I'd put a lot of AI art. Let me just, because I'm trying to chase where I'd posted it initially. No, I'm just going to put this here because I'll search afterwards. Yeah, because this is recorded. So like you see, like I used AI to come up with characters I wanted, how they would look. So you describe how they would look, then maybe you do a Luanda Magere, maybe you do a queen there who's a heroine or a very feminine one, or you would do how this location look like, maybe Egypt in 5,000 years ago, whatever the case may be. They give you a starting point that now you can build upon. Like now, concept artists, my friends, you're done. This is a fact. If you can pay, I think ChatGPT pay about $10, whatever it is, even if it's $100, for you're paying ChatGPT to help you come up with concepts, say for costumes, for characters in animation or gaming or manga or comics or whatever the hell it might be. All right? You just type in what you want and you get sometimes a very high level starting point. Look at I'm just playing these images so you see. I'm sure you've seen a lot of the other Arsenal memes, something like that. Imagine giving someone who does cartoons or what to draw for you this elephant on the Lake Arsenal. They would take days probably, maybe a whole day, maybe half a day, whatever the case. It will take you the 30 seconds that you did to do that. Or minute, whatever, even if it's 5 minutes. Assuming you are Mshamba, you don't know how to use those apps or the website. It will take you most 5 minutes, at most. Happy, that kind of thing. So, as far as concept artists are concerned, it's a setup. You have to be exceptionally good for somebody to spend his money and hire you to do concept art for them. Like, I need a character, I need a weapon that looks like this, I need a what. All that is covered now. You are given as many examples as you can afford time to do. So buckle up. There's some things like right now you can't afford to be a one-trick pony. If you want a editor, you just cut line. You don't do graphics, you don't do color, you don't do sound. It's a wrap. All these things are going to be taken over. The only way you're going to survive is if you are the creator and a producer, somebody who starts from scratch, puts in money, goes out the market. Because a lot of people will just be able to type up things and AI will conjure it. I'm telling you, that's going to come. And it's not even far. Where you can just write a command and the AI can just make the damn thing. They just make, if it's a movie or if it's a story, they'll put for you the clips you need. If it's a documentary, if you mention, they'll tell you, they'll put for you the clips. They'll come up with, the AI will generate images that you need. So if you're not going to be in that position where you can, because if you can't compete, you'll be out. And one of the best ways to compete is to be multifaceted. So you must be able to write your own stories or at least have someone who can write, who you can share the burden with. You must be able, if you're going to do films, you must know how to direct, must know how to fucking film. Sorry about the French, but you must know, at least on the basic level, you must understand lighting, how sound is recorded, what's the best all those things. You must understand post-production, graphics, color. You must understand all these things. There's no shortcut. It's no longer, it's not an easy job. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you. Oh, no, it's not an easy job. If you can't do anything more than this, you're useless to the market. That's a fact. If you can't compete with ChatGPT to write a synopsis for a movie, you're out of a job. I'm not going to spend money on you. I'll pay for my internet connection and I'll do what I want. That's the most cost, and my time, maybe 5 minutes. Maybe I'll do 30 minutes just because I want to try so many different ideas, and eventually I'll get what I want. And that's the fortunate, if not unfortunate, take of today. Otherwise,
subscribe to Alboa Cinema.